Hello and welcome back. In this tutorial, we will look at a new feature that makes using and modifying your custom library components and widgets even easier, by allowing open models and panels to be automatically reloaded. Since our previous release, both Typhoon Hill Schematic Editor and Hill SCADA support the library concept. This means that you can create user libraries with different components and widgets and use them across different models and panels. This is particularly useful when you are working on components or widgets that you intend to use in multiple applications, and you want to make sure your models and SCADA panels are always up to date. From the 2021.4 Typhoon Hill software release, the library support functionality has been further improved. Now, after changing library components or widgets, both Schematic Editor and Hill SCADA have the option to automatically update the affected models or panels, including open ones, once the libraries are reloaded. To demonstrate that, let's open the Component and Widget Libraries example model, available in the Typhoon Hill Control Center. The model consists of a PV panel, the NPC PV inverter, and a grid simulator. However, in this case the NPC PV inverter is a user-modified component, saved in a user library. Since the path for this library has not yet been included, the NPC PV inverter component is missing, as shown by the message in the screen and the console information. In this example, the user library folder is located in the same path as the model. Let's go to File, Modify Library Paths and add this path in the user library path settings. Now, let's reload the libraries in Schematic Editor. After choosing this option, notice that a dialog message pops up, informing that some open panels may be affected by this library reload. This is exactly the case here, since we are including the missing NPC PV inverter component. The affected models with unsaved changes will be saved prior to reloading. Let's confirm by clicking Yes, and the libraries will be reloaded. This may take some time, depending on the number of libraries and their size, as informed in the console. Once the library reloading is finished, the model is automatically reloaded, as can be seen by the log in the console. Now that the model was successfully reloaded, notice that the placeholder for the missing component was updated by the actual component from the library. Now, let's say that we want to modify the NPC PV inverter in a way that the changes on it are propagated for all models that use this library component. For that purpose, let's open the respective user library. By looking under the mask of the NPC PV inverter, we can check all its components. As an example of a possible modification, let's delete the pre-charging contactor and the series resistors. To implement the changes, let's save the user component library and then reload the libraries. Once again, the dialog box pops up, informing that there are open models that may be affected by this library reload. Let's click Yes to confirm and wait until the library and the model are reloaded. Now, if we go back to the model, you can see that the NPC PV inverter was automatically updated with the changes made in library component. As mentioned before, in addition to Hill Schematic Editor, Hill SCADA also now has the option to automatically update the affected panels after changing and reloading the libraries. To illustrate that, let's compile this model and open an example panel comprising of the widgets from the widget library located in the same user library path as before. Now, let's open the widget library to modify the widgets in a way that the changes are propagated for all panels that use this widget library. Notice here, for instance, that we have a gauge and also a digital display to show the value of the frequency at the PCC. We also have an LED widget for the pre-charge contactor, which no longer exists in our component. To demonstrate the feature, let's delete the frequency digital display and the pre-charge contactor widget. Once this is done, let's save the widget library, go back to the panel and reload widget libraries. By choosing to reload the widget libraries, a dialog box pops up, warning that after the widget libraries are reloaded, all library widgets located on the open panels will be reloaded automatically. and panels undo or redo stack will be reset to the default state. To proceed, you can choose to reload both the library and the widgets or only the libraries. Let's choose the first option. Now, according to message log on the console, the reloading of the library widgets on the panel is finished. Indeed, you can see that the modifications done in the library were correctly applied to the widgets in the panel, as will be the case for all other panels that make use of the widgets of this library. In this video we showed how, from the 2021.4 Typhoon Hill software release, both Schematic Editor and Hill SCADA have the option to automatically update affected models or panels once the libraries are reloaded. Thank you for watching.